If you have ever tried to start an online business, or you simply want to leverage technology to create new streams of income, you know how confusing and overwhelming it could be when you are trying to put together all of the various kinds of advice, frameworks, blueprints, tools, and tutorials from various online gurus. Now, what you should have done is to find a proven path and a proven process that you can follow exclusively from the beginning to the end and get results. Once you start getting results, you can then begin to try a lot of things, vary your methods, see how you can improve and get better results. But when you are trying to pick, from here and pick from there and pick from various sources without a proven system and without a defined pathway, you are not going to arrive your destination. You are not going to achieve your goals. It's like trying to go somewhere. You are going from where you are to where you want to be. You are going on a journey. There are different ways and different roads or different paths that will lead you to that destination. You cannot try one path and go back, try another path, go back, try another path. You won't get to your destination. You have to pick one path and follow that path through until you get to the end. That is how you can move from where you are to where you want to be. Now, it's okay to explore various paths, like you are going somewhere, you want to check Google Maps, okay, which road is free, which road has heavy traffic and all of that. You can explore, okay, but at the stage of exploration, you know that you are at that stage, you are at exploration stage, okay. So once you have explored, then you can make an informed decision and say, this is the path I want to follow. And that is what I want to do for you in this new series. I'm starting a series of teachings where I will show everything, and I mean everything, that I have learned about how to make money online, how to build an online business, how to build a successful career in tech, even if you don't have any prior experience and without learning to code. Now, when many people hear tech, the first thing that comes to their mind is coding, but tech is a lot more than that. And you don't necessarily need to learn how to code for you to be able to build a successful career in tech. And you don't necessarily need to learn how to code for you to make good money online. What you need is to have something to sell. You need to have a product, you need to have a service, you need to have a skill, you need to be able to solve people's problems. And even if you are thinking right now that, oh, I don't have any skill that can solve anyone's problems, I don't have any product or service to sell, even if you are at that point right now, if you follow us throughout this series, we will help you, okay, to create what you can sell, because that is the only way to make money. If you are going to make money legitimately, fine, people can give you money, you can borrow money, some people steal, okay. There are a lot of ways to make money, but if you want to make money legitimately and you want to make it through your own work, okay, through the blessing of God on your life, then you need to put that blessing of God on your life to work, okay. You need to work. God says, I will bless the work of your hands, okay. So you need to work, you need to serve people, you need to create value, you need to package solutions to people's problems, and then you get rewarded for that, okay. So we're going to help you to settle all of that in this series of teachings, okay. We're going to share practical insights, and we'll also have practical sessions, okay. I'll take you through the entire process such that at the end of it all, you will look back at your life and you know that a lot has indeed changed. So I want to encourage you to follow through and also invite others to participate, because the more the merrier, and you learn better when you teach others. So don't go through this journey alone. Get others to join you and go through it together with them, okay. So we're going to go into the session now, but before then, let's take the plenipotent creed, then we go into the rest of the session. I am an ambassador of the kingdom of heaven on earth. The God kind of life is at work in me. By virtue of this supernatural advantage, I have overcome the limitations of my environment and risen to my full potential. The Almighty God has given me wisdom and power to build up vast assets that have continued to generate an abundance of wealth, bringing me to places of influence and affluence. My wealth and riches have continued to increase and multiply exceedingly, so much that accounting for them is like counting the stars in the sky and the sand on the seashore. I have found my place in God's eternal plan for humanity and realized His purpose for my life. I am now a blessing to everyone in my spheres of influence, for as He is, so am I in this world. I have titled this series How to Make Millions in Tech. Okay, how to make millions in tech. And you are going to find it very practical. You will be able to follow everything step by step and literally, practically speaking, become a tech millionaire. Because I'm going to be sharing with you things that I have done, things that we have also done at the Plenipotent company that you can easily replicate if you are willing to do the work. Now, before we proceed, let me explain why I am doing this and the primary target audience. Now, you may not fall within the primary target audience, but it's just like rain. If rain is falling, the Bible says that God makes the sun to shine on the good and the evil, and then He makes the rain to fall on everybody. As long as rain is falling, once you get into the rain, you get wet. So even if you are not part of the primary target audience, if you apply what I'm teaching, you also get results. But there is a certain language I'm going to be speaking. There are illustrations I'm going to be using, which you will understand, but it will make more sense. Those things will make more sense to the primary target audience. So that's why I want to define the primary target audience before we go into the series. Okay, so the primary target audience are pastors, missionaries, and corporate professionals. And when I say missionaries, yes, I mean missionaries in the original sense or in the standard sense of the word. Then I also mean anybody on a mission. If you're on a mission to achieve something, then this is going to help you. Because what I have found is that a lot of people have beautiful things they want to do. They have fantastic things they want to achieve. There are people, for example, that want to start, orphanages, okay, for orphans that have nobody to take care of them. There are people that want to pay, school fees. They want to put people on scholarship, people that cannot afford quality education. People have a lot of, ideals, a lot of beautiful things. But the fact that you want to do something beautiful does not mean that it's not going to cost you money. The fact that you have a good ideal, you have a noble goal, does not mean that you are not going to spend money. But for most people, the job that they are doing or the business that they are running is not sufficient to generate the kind of income that they need to fulfill their dreams or to live out the desires of their heart. That is the primary reason I am doing this. There are some people, for example, that are called into ministry and they know that, okay, maybe I should be a pastor, maybe I should be a missionary, maybe I should be an itinerant evangelist, maybe I should start a home for the less privileged, and support them. Maybe I should start offering free training programs for people. But fine, if I do all of these things, okay, how do I make money to sustain myself? Okay, for those that are asking those kind of questions, this series will solve your problems. I promise you, by the grace of God, because this is what I have been doing, and now I want to start teaching others. We used to have paid courses where we teach all of these things, paid coaching programs and all of that, yes. But I am releasing all of the information that you need free of charge. All you need to do is watch it on YouTube. If you want to engage further, you want to ask questions, you want to go deeper, we'll have opportunities for that. Just make sure that you watch the video to the end. We have a forum where you can also chat for free, get all your questions answered for free, okay? Because I believe that knowledge and information should be free, okay? It is wisdom, wisdom, experience, and transformation that people should actually pay for, okay? And you can pay for wisdom, experience, and transformation. You can pay for it with your time, you can pay for it with your energy if you don't have money to pay, okay? But knowledge, information, it should be freely available. That's what I believe. Okay, so I'm going to give you all of the knowledge, all of the information. Then you can decide to now go further, okay, to convert that information in such a way that you achieve transformation. If you want to also get to speak with me one-on-one and get wisdom in specific areas of applying what I'm going to be teaching you, you also have opportunities for that. But you can rest assured that what I am going to teach you in these free classes is enough. When I was starting, I did not even have 1/10 of what I'm going to show you, okay? And by God's grace, I have made a lot of progress, okay? So I want to encourage you to pay attention and make up your mind to implement everything you are going to learn. Okay, so the point is this: you have big things you want to achieve, you have dreams you want to fulfill, and you want to make sure that you have the resources, you have the funds, you have the money to do all of those things. without being distracted. So what we're going to do is that we're going to cover a number of skills that you can learn, that once you have those skills you can offer a wide range of services that people will pay you for, and you don't have to do a lot of work over time. When you are just starting, you may have to do a lot of work. It's just like, anything that you are just starting, it takes a lot of work to get off the ground. Like when an aircraft is going to take off, there's a lot of energy that is expended, a lot of fuel is expended, there is a lot of noise and all of that. But once it gets into the air, you can put it on autopilot and things will keep running. So you need to be ready to do the work up front, and anything that will last requires work. A lot of people just want to make money, they don't want to do the work. If you are like that, then forget about it. But if you are ready to do the work, you know that as long as I do the work, I'll get the results, then you are going to find this very helpful. So I'll show you everything you need to start a profitable online business. Like I said, there are a lot of ways. There are a lot of things you can do, but I'll show you the things I have been doing that have been profitable for me, and also the things we've been doing at the company that have been profitable for us. And you can just copy our model and get results. Now, many people feel like, why are you teaching everything? Like I've had those kind of experiences several times. But the point is, there is more than enough for everyone. And personally, and as a company, there is a lot we cannot even handle anymore, because we are doing a lot, and we want to share some of the things, some of the opportunities we're getting. We want to share them with others. So there is more than enough, and we keep creating new opportunities. So it's not about shortage. There is no shortage of opportunities. There is only a shortage of the people that are willing to maximize those opportunities. Just like Jesus Christ said, the harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. So there is a lot of work to do, but only a few people are truly ready to work. A lot of people are just looking to make money without working. They are looking for a magic formula. There is no magic formula like that. Don't let anybody deceive you. Those that are trying to make it look like they are those magic formulas, they just want to get your money, and that's why they make a lot of courses and charge a lot of money. And at the end of the day, you find that they are not even there to support you. That's the practical truth. They are not even there to support you. Once you sign up for the course and you pay, that's the end. Okay, but we are doing this for free, and we're also giving opportunities for you to get the support that you need. So if you truly want to change your life or your financial situation, then you want to pay attention to this. Now, the model that we're using is the model of the Apostle Paul. Now, Apostle Paul says that what he really wanted to do with his life is to preach the gospel. When you read the epistles of Paul, you understand what I'm talking about. Now, but he also said that he wanted to be able to preach the gospel of Christ without charging anyone for it. So he was not depending on the church for anything. He was working with his own hands. He was doing stuff to support himself and to support the people working with him. So that is the model. Okay, you have something you want to do. Yours may not be ministry, it could be anything, but you have a calling, you have a divine assignment, you have something that is most important to you beyond just the regular work. Okay, and you want to be able to sustain yourself. You want to have all of the money that you need to get those things done without depending on anyone and without being stuck in a job. Then that is what we're trying to achieve with this series. Now, a lot of people say that Paul was a tent maker and all of that. Yes, but when you study that word, when you study the original context and the life of Paul and everything involved, you will realize that being a tent maker does not mean literally making tents. Now, this is someone that was traveling all over the place. Okay, he would probably be in Ephesus today, be in Rome tomorrow. Okay, be in Philippi, next month. He was traveling. He was an itinerant minister, planting churches in different places, going back to visit them. Now, if he was a tent maker, just imagine all of the tools that would be needed to make tents. I mean, literal tent maker. Now, how would he be carrying all of those tools all around, especially back in those days when we don't have the kind of technology we have today, the kind of transportation we have today? It's just not practical for him to be carrying all of those heavy tools around. Now, I believe that being a tent maker in this sense is being able to like what we call digital nomad today. Yes, it's just like what we call digital nomad today. If you're a digital nomad, you can live anywhere, you can move at a moment's notice, because you have the skills, you have the resources, you have the tools that you need to live anywhere. That is what it really means to be a tent maker. You have a variety of skills. You have some skills that you can use. The skills may not be many, but those skills can do many things. You have a few high income skills, a few skills that can be applied in a wide range of contexts to do a lot of things, so that wherever you find yourself, there is something you can do to sustain yourself, there is something you can do to create value, to solve problems, and to make money. That was the kind of life Paul was living. So wherever he found himself, he could work, he would do something, make money for himself, make money to support the people, working with him and all of that. So he could do a lot of different kinds of things. Okay, and he said something that really caught my attention. He said that everything that I counted as gain, I have now considered it as dung for the excellency of knowing Christ. This was a learned guy. Go and read about him. He said he was the best in his class when he went to school. He was the best. He was the best of the best. He did very well. He was skilled in a lot of things. He said, I count all of those things as dung for the excellency of knowing Christ. In the same way, there is something that God has called you to do. There is something that God has called me to do that, in comparison, everything else, all of the ambitions that we have, will look like dung. But it is sad that today, the things that Paul already considered as dung, thousands of years ago, those are the things people are chasing today. Those are the things people are running after, because they are just distracted. They know that God has called me to do this, but they are thinking, if I face what God has called me to do, he's not sure. That's what they think. They think he's not sure, he's not certain. So let me just get a job that is sure. Let me do a business that is sure. But the point is, if you face the assignment that God has called you to do, it will give you the wisdom, and it will show you the resources that he has made available for that assignment. As long as you are committed to doing it his way, you are not doing it your way, you are doing it his way. You are not expanding it beyond the scope that has been assigned to you. So once you learn all of these things, it will make a lot of things easier for you. Now, as I'm saying this now, I remember this book by Brogbele Akoni, Tapping God's Resources for Life and Ministry. You want to get that book, as long as you are someone on a mission, if you want to understand practical principles, for getting your needs met while you are working on a mission, that book will help you. So God will always provide everything we need to fulfill our divine assignment, but the way he does it is that he makes the provision available, but it is our responsibility to now appropriate that provision. There is this quote from Josiah Gilbert Holland that explains what I'm talking about. So I will just read it out. He says, God gives every bird its food, but he does not throw it into the nest. He does not unearth the good that the earth contains, but he puts it in our way and gives us the means of getting it ourselves. So God has provided everything that we need, and he has given us the means to get it ourselves. But a lot of people are just sitting back and sitting down, and hoping for it to happen. No, God has already made it available. You go out there and get it. Now, just as God, gives everybody its food, God has also given us all that we need to live our lives. The Bible says God has given us everything we need for life and godliness, and it is true. These things are not theoretical. People say things like, when there is a casting down, I will say there is a lifting up, and then they just make those confessions. But the practical aspect of those things, they don't implement. Okay, now, when you say when there is a casting down, you say there is a lifting up, and the light shall shine in your way, it's because of the light you have. It's because of the revelation, the understanding you have. It's because of the things you are doing that others are not doing, that others don't know about. Okay, so the problems that other people have become your own opportunities. You understand? That is how, when others are saying there is a casting down, you can say there is a lifting up, because their own problems are your own opportunities. And the internet has made it a lot easier. Okay, that is one of the provisions God has made. Okay, this quote says that God will give us the means. God will put what we need in our way, and he will give us the means of getting it. One of the means that God has made available is the internet and technology in general. I have said it before, I will say it again, that technology, I believe that technology is a prosthesis for our divine abilities. The divine abilities that we lost at the fall. So that means there are things God wanted us to be able to do naturally. Like, we should be naturally supernatural and supernaturally natural. Now, at the beginning, man was completely like God. Now, we're still like God, but then we have lost some of those capabilities. But God has given us technology to make up for those capabilities that we lost. So if you know how to use technology well, you know how to take advantage of the internet, we find that truly nothing is impossible for you. The Bible says that the Spirit searches all things, yes, the deep things of God. So if you have the Holy Spirit, you can pray, you can ask God, and everybody can do that. It's the spirit realm is available to everybody to operate in. Learn how to operate in the spirit realm. Okay, pray. Okay, ask for insight, meditate, ask for ideas, and then you search the internet. If you're able to combine those to the power of the internet, okay, and the power of the Holy Spirit, there is literally nothing that is impossible for you. I can share stories upon stories, but I want to start keeping my sessions shorter than they used to be. Okay, so I won't be able to share a lot of stories right now, but I just want to tell you that the internet and technology are some of the provisions that God has made for us to access the things that He has already made possible for us. Okay, so what exactly are the skills that we're going to be covering? I will not mention all of them now, okay, but I will tell you the one we're starting with, and we're going to dive straight into that. So the one we're starting with is website development. Now, why are we starting with website development? We're starting with website development for many reasons, but the primary reason is that if you learn website development, you will learn a whole lot of things in the process. So it is one skill that you can use to do a lot of things, that you can use to achieve a lot of things. That is how I started, and it has created a lot of opportunities for me. I don't do website development anymore personally. I do it occasionally when I just want to do it, but I don't do it as my main work anymore. But it has created a lot of opportunities for me, and it is still a service that we offer in the company. My first generator, I've told that story before. The generator, like in Nigeria, power has been a big issue, for many years. I was watching someone recently talking about how they didn't have power. The person relocated from the UK to a country in Africa, and he was talking about how he didn't have power for 2 weeks, and it affected his mental health, and a lot of things affected his work. I said, you don't know anything. This is our reality here. I mean, that's what we have to live with. Okay, so if you are doing this kind of thing that I am doing, you need a generator. Okay, so that was back in 2014. Okay, the first website project that I handled, it was the profit from it that I used to buy my first generator, and that generator has served us now for 10 years. Okay, yes, we have another one now, but it's still serving us, it's still working. Okay, and then our first car also, it was a website project. It was another website project that God used as the channel, to provide the funds, okay, for our first car. Like, it's not like we added money from that project, it was money from that project alone, that was used, to purchase the car. And it's not just a small car, it's actually a minibus. Okay, it's a minibus, and it was a website development project, okay, that generated that income. I can tell you stories upon stories, and apart from that, you can use website to solve, problems, okay, in a lot of ways, to create value in a lot of ways. So we're going to start with that, okay. And one of the things I also believe is that in the book of Isaiah, Isaiah chapter 60, verse 11, the Bible talks about how your gates will be opened continually, so that people may bring unto you the wealth of the nations with their kings led in possession. You can read that scripture in several translations for you to understand it better. But I believe that when the Bible says that your gates shall be opened continually, one of the gates he's talking about is payment gateway. He says, your gates shall be opened continually, that men may bring unto you wealth of the nations. So how can people bring to you wealth from different nations of the world? Okay, you have a payment gateway that, okay, for example, on my website, you can buy products. I don't need to be there. I don't need to be awake. I can be sleeping, and then you can buy product from anywhere in the world. Okay, so that is one of the things. So when you have a website, you literally open your gates continually. Do you understand? Like, you have a website where people can buy your products, they can buy your services, they can connect with you. It creates a lot of opportunities to connect with people all over the world, and to sell your expertise, to sell your products, to sell your services, to make money. Now, that leads us to another important point. You must have a product or service to sell. A lot of people think that making money online or building a career in technology is just like, just make it happen. You just, like as if it's magic. It's not magic. There has to be something you are selling. Facebook is selling something. Instagram, they are selling something. Now, attention is one of the things. Okay, you are giving them your attention for free, but then other people are paying for that attention, because, okay, when people advertise on those platforms, for example, okay, they charge them based on how many people see the adverts or how many people click the adverts. Do you understand? So there has to be something you are selling. Okay, and anything you are getting for free, most of the time, anything you are getting for free okay, anything you are getting for free, you're actually paying for it with your time, with your energy, with your attention. So you want to make sure that it is worthwhile. In fact, we pay for almost everything in life with at least those three currencies. That's why I've always said that there are currencies that are more important than money: your time, your energy, your attention, relationships. There are a lot of currencies that are more important than money, and if you learn how to use those currencies well, money will not be your problem. Okay, so if you are going to be spending your time, your energy, like this session now and the entire series is free, but it's going to cost you your time, your energy, your attention. So you need to make sure that it's worthwhile. If it's not worthwhile, then shut it down, go and do something else. The same way you are scrolling through Instagram, scrolling through Facebook, do all of those things. Now, is it worth the time, the energy, the attention you are putting into it? So if you are going to be using those platforms, you want to be a creator, you want to be one of the people that are, getting the benefits, not one of the people that are being used. Do you understand? Because the truth is, if you are just using those platforms, the platform is using you more than you are using the platform. If you are not creating value, on those platforms and capturing value in return, okay, you think you are using the platform, but the platform is using you. So take note of that. So what we're saying is that you need to have products to sell or services to sell, value to offer, problems to solve, and we're going to cover all of that in this series. At the very least, once you learn how to build websites, that's the service you can offer. Okay, and it's not about the website development per se, it's about the problems that you can solve with it, the many ways that you can create value with it, and we're going to look at some of them in the course of this session. So why should you start a website development business, or why should you learn website development? Now let me make it clear at this point that the fact that you want to start a website development business does not mean that you have to be building websites. Okay, it's just like you don't have to be a doctor to own a hospital. You can have a hospital without being a doctor. You don't have to be a professor to own a university, and you can be a professor and not be able to run a university. You understand? There are different skills. Okay, there is the skill of the entrepreneur. It is different from the skill of the technician. Now you are going to start out as a technician, like you learn the techniques, the technical details of building websites. Okay, it's important that you understand that, but you don't want to be there forever. You want to understand that, okay, build a few websites, then begin to now build systems around what you have learned, so that you can offer the service without you necessarily being the one doing it. You understand? Okay, so let us keep that at the back of our minds first. Then I'll now show you 10 benefits of learning website development, 10 benefits of learning website development, okay, so that you know what is in it for you before you commit to the process. One, you don't have to quit your job. Okay, if you have a job that you're already doing, or you want to get a job, I always advise people have a job. There's nothing wrong in having a job. It's just that that should not be the only thing you are doing. You should have a job, yes, then you should have other things you are doing without affecting your job, without stealing your employer's time. But you need a job. If you are desperate, if you are in a situation where you need money desperately, go get a job where you can create value and they can pay you a salary. It's a good start. You learn a lot of things, you meet people, and all of that. So it's okay to have a job. And if you are learning website development, you don't have to quit your job to learn website development or to build websites for your clients. You can build websites after work. You can build websites on weekends. Okay, that's the first benefit. You don't have to quit your job. Then the second benefit is that you don't need to learn how to code. You can use an established platform with pre-made templates and themes. You don't need to learn how to code. For many other things that you need to do in tech, maybe you want to build applications, you want to do some things, you may need to learn how to code. There are ways to build applications now without code, no code applications and all of that. But I'm just telling you that you can actually get started with website development without learning to code. That's another benefit. Then the third reason, you don't need an office. For many kinds of businesses that you want to start, you need an office, or maybe you need a shop or a place where people can meet you. But with website development, you can work from home or you can work from anywhere, as long as you have your laptop and you have electricity with internet access. Then the fourth reason is that website development affords you freedom and flexibility. You don't have to report to work at a certain time and close at a certain time. You can choose your own, working hours. You have control over your time, as long as you are going to meet the delivery timelines that you agree with your client. So website development gives you control over your time. Okay. Then the fifth reason is that the market demand is high. Every serious business owner understands the need to have a website. So you literally have like limitless clients, and big organizations, like every serious organization uses, they need a website. And once you have a website, it's like having a car. You have to maintain it. Okay, it's not enough to just build the website. You have to maintain it. So you can offer website maintenance services, website management services. It is one skill that has a lot of other skills and opportunities embedded in it. So that is the fifth benefit. The market demand is high. Okay, all serious organizations and business owners understand the power of the internet, so they are your potential clients. Okay, and then there is a lot more that you can do. It's not just about building websites. Once you learn how to build websites, you can manage websites and get paid for it. You can register domain names for people and get paid for it. You can host websites for people and get paid for it. You can create ready-made websites and sell them. All of these things I'm telling you are things that we are doing. Okay, and there are things that you can also do. Then the sixth reason is you don't need a lot of capital to start. Several businesses, there are a lot of businesses that you need a lot of money. This one, you don't need a lot of money to start. You can even start without money. I started without money. I started, and I mean that, like, zero. I started with zero. How did I do it? I wrote proposals. I had learned it, and then I learned how to build websites and all of that. And I wrote proposals so I can build a website for you, and all of that. Okay, what have you done before? There are ways to handle all of that. You understand? Practical ways without lying. Okay, to handle, okay, have you done it before? That's one of the reasons for our apprenticeship program. Once you join the apprenticeship program, everything we have done, you can lay claim to it because you are within the program, and you know that you have all the support you need. So what have you done before? You share our portfolio with them. We give you that permission once you're in the apprenticeship program. If you're not in the apprenticeship program, you don't have that permission. If you do that, you are lying, and if we catch you okay, that's a story for another day. Okay, but the point is that you don't need a lot of capital to start. You can start with zero. I started with zero. I presented proposal. The proposal was approved. Okay, they made part payment, and then from the part payment, I bought the things I needed to get the website done. Okay, I paid a friend to, because I was just getting started. I wasn't confident in my skills then. I paid a friend who is an IT specialist. He did the work. The technical part of it. I handled the entrepreneurial part of it. I told you there is the entrepreneurial side of things, there is the technical side of things, and then there is the managerial side of things too. We're going to get there. So, but the point is, you can get started with literally zero money. Okay, and when I say zero money, you will still need to buy stuff. You need to buy hosting account, you need to buy domain, but it doesn't have to be your money. You can use OPM, other people's money, and we're going to cover all of those details, okay, in the course of the training series. Okay, then the seventh reason is that you enjoy high profit margins. You have high profit margins. You can make as much as 90% profit. You can almost even make 100% profit. You can even make 200% profit. And I mean that. That means you're even making more money, like double, triple of the money that you are putting in. And there are a lot of ways to do that. You can offer additional services, and then they are going to be renewing every year, and there is just a lot of ways. We see all of those things as we proceed. This is an introductory session to get you acquainted with what we are doing. Then the eighth reason is that you can use website development as a launch pad to raise capital or build capacity for other projects and business ideas. Maybe you are not even interested in website development, but you just need money to do other things. Website development can be that launch pad. It can be something that, okay, because the point is that you need to, a lot of people talk about following your passion, but the truth is that following your passion will not pay the bills, and nobody gets rich by following their passion. That's the truth that many people don't tell. Nobody gets rich by following their passion. People get rich by meeting a need in the market. So after you have now got rich, you can follow your passion, it's okay. Or if you can combine following your passion with meeting a need in the market, it's okay. But the point I'm making is this. Maybe you are not even passionate about website development. You don't need to be passionate about it. You are not interested in website development. You don't need to be interested in it. But there is something else you are interested in. And because of that thing you are interested in, you can learn website development as one of the steps that will help you achieve what you really want to do. Do you understand? It can help you build the right networks, connect with the right kind of people, okay, make the money that you need. And once you have achieved that, you shut it down or you hand it over to somebody else. Do you understand? I mean, you shut down that business or you hand it over to somebody else because that's not what you are interested in. So you can use it as a launch pad to raise capital or to build capacity for other projects and business ideas. Then number 9, you can apply website development skills to solve a wide variety of problems in a wide variety of contexts. For example, you have a fashion designer that wants to be able to serve clients all over the world. You can use website development skills to solve that, fashion designers problems by setting up an e-commerce website where, okay, the products are there. People can order those products from anywhere in the world. Okay, they can get their measurements done, and then the clothes can be delivered to them. Okay, you have a school, okay, that wants to manage, okay, manage the administrative side of things, make it easier to manage all of them. You can set up a school management system for them. You have a church, okay, that maybe they want it to be easy for people to download messages and all of that. You can set up a website that does that. The point is that you can solve a wide variety of problems. For example, we wanted to start a school where people can come and learn a lot of things, tech skills and all of that. But at the time, we did not have the resources, okay, to maybe rent a place or maybe have a building with all of the computers and everything there. So we started an online school, virtual business school. You can access it at virtualmentor.com.ng, and that is also website development skills, using website development skills to solve a problem. And I can give you examples, upon examples. There was a project we were working on. We needed to create customized short links, but because of the nature of that project, we could not use the general platforms like bit.ly, rebrand.ly, and the rest of them. I cannot explain the details now, but we created our own link shortening platform, linkapp.click, and you see that we use it a lot in all of the things we do. So it is owned by us at the Penipotent company, but it is also website development skills that we used to solve that problem when we had it. We were also running a high profile recruitment project at some point, and we couldn't use the standard recruitment platforms to advertise because they did not have the requirements. They did not, the way they were set up they weren't going to be suitable for us, and the kind of people we're targeting don't even check those platforms. So we set up our own recruitment portal, for that project. Do you understand? So once you have this skill, you will find that it is a skill that keeps, they say a gift that keeps giving, right? Okay, so it will be a gift that keeps giving. Okay, it's a skill that you can apply in a wide variety of contexts to solve a wide variety of problems. So you will be a good tent maker. You remember how we defined tent maker at the beginning. You can go anywhere and you will have something that you can use to work. You will have a skill that you can apply in very practical and meaningful ways to solve practical and meaningful problems, to create value and to make money. Okay, once you master, website development skills. Okay, then the 10th reason I'm going to give you, there are a lot of reasons, but I'm giving you 10. The 10th reason I'm giving you for learning website development is that learning website development is a great way to get into tech. A lot of people want to get into tech, or I want to do the tech career, I want to make money from tech, I want to transition into tech, and many people approach it the wrong way. A lot of people say they want to go into tech and then they are learning coding. Even the people that know how to code, they don't code as much as they used to anymore. They are using no code tools, they are using AI tools, to get the job done. You now want to start what they are leaving. Fine, there are some things that you absolutely need to learn how to code, okay, to be able to do, yes, but that is not your own goal. Your goal is not to become a coder or a software developer. Your goal is you just want to make money online, or you want to make money, from tech. Okay, you want to create value and make money. So why go the hard way when you can go the easy way? Do you understand? Now a lot of people, they say, I want to learn data analysis and all of that. You are learning data analysis by taking tutorials or by attending online courses and various other ways. The same data analysis you are learning that way, the same coding, software development that you are learning from free resources online and all of those other things, there are other people that are learning the same thing in the best universities in the world, learning those things in Harvard, in Stanford, and then at the end of the day, those are the kind of people you want to compete with when you want to get a job. You understand? Fine, there are exceptions and you will get your own and all of that, but it is harder, it's more difficult. Why not look for something that gives you an advantage? It's like the case of David and Goliath. Now, David was using crude implements. It looks like he didn't know what he was doing. He just had a sling and some stones, and they were looking at him like, this guy, do you want to kill yourself? You want to face a giant with this crude implement? But he said, this is what I have tested, and this works for me. They gave him all of the regalia, all of the, what do they call all of this army equipment that you wear, armor and all of that, weapons. And he said, no, it's too heavy, I can't use it. Now, that is what a lot of people are trying to do. Now, if you want to go into tech full time, you should have done that if you are still very young. If those of you that are part of this series, if you are still very young, maybe you are in secondary school or you are an undergraduate or you are a recent graduate and you have a lot of time on your hands, you are not paying a lot of bills, maybe your parents are still taking care of your bills and all of that, it is good. Like, go all the way, learn coding, learn everything, it will help you. Because I even believe in coding to learn more than just learning to code, because there are a lot of things that learning to code will teach you. So you're actually coding to learn, you are developing a lot of cognitive skills and a lot of things in the process. Yes, it's fine. But if you're already an adult, you have a lot of responsibilities, you are paying school fees, you are paying rent, you have bills to pay, you have a lot of things to think about, you will not have the time and the energy to reach the peak. Because the point is this: any skill you want to learn, let us say that the proficiency scale, okay, of that skill, let us say the proficiency scale runs from 0 to 10. Okay, any skill you want to learn, you need to make sure that you can be at least a 8 or 9 on that skill. If you cannot be 8 or 9 on that skill, the competition will be too much for you. So if you want to learn coding as an adult, you already have a family, you have a lot of things to think about, and you especially if you live in a country like Nigeria where power is an issue, you have to, and a lot of other challenges to grapple with. Okay, you will not be able to get to that level 8 or 9. Okay, so if there are a lot of people level 8, level 9, level 10, and you're on level 5 or level 6, then you are just going to be struggling. Do you understand? You have no chance of being among the top in the field. So what you should do is to look for the easier ways, okay, to get into tech, ways where you can be, among the top. Okay, so once you get to the top, then hey, you can do whatever else that you want to do. Do you understand? And that is the approach we are taking, okay, in this series. The website development process we're going to take you through is a process that anybody can, learn. Okay, let me even tell you upfront, we're going to be using WordPress. Okay, WordPress, and WordPress is very powerful. It is used by some of the most powerful organizations in the world, and it can do almost anything. It can do a lot of things. Most of the things you need a website to do, WordPress can do it. Okay, when you master how to deploy it. Organizations like even Google, they use WordPress. Okay, Facebook, they use WordPress, for some of their platforms. The United States government, they use WordPress a lot. All of the most important websites of the United States government, they are built with WordPress. State.gov is a WordPress site. Go and check it. You can check all of those things. Whitehouse.gov is a WordPress website. All of the United States embassies all over the world, they use WordPress websites, which means that even the United States government is your potential client. Do you get what we're saying? And it is not hard. It is not difficult to build websites with WordPress. You don't need to learn to code, and that is what we're going to be using. So I gave all of those explanations to say that you don't have to do it the hard way if you can do it the easy way. Okay, especially when this easy way, in fact, the WordPress is the most popular content management system. Most of the websites all over the world, the largest percentage of the websites are built with WordPress. So why not just use that? Okay, and like I said, there are a lot of ways. You can say you want to learn WordPress, you want to learn Joomla, you want to learn this. Is okay if you have the time and energy. But what if you can just focus on one thing that can do a lot of things instead of trying to learn a lot of things and then getting lost in the process? Do you understand what we're saying? Okay, so we have laid the foundation, and we're going to build on this in subsequent sessions, and we're going to now start the practical aspects, okay, in subsequent sessions. But before then, let me share some very important insights with you that will help you get started on a good note. You must make sure that right from the beginning, make up your mind that you are going to move beyond the technical skills. The technical skills are the foundation. That's where you get started, yes. But you cannot live in a foundation. If you want to live in a house, then you lay the foundation, then you build on it. You can't live in the foundation. Do you understand? So if you want to make a lot of money, when I told you that we bought a car in a minibus with a website development project, it's not because of the technical skill, it's because of the entrepreneurial skill and the other ways we were able to add value to that project. That's why a client will pay you the money for a car to build a website. Do you understand what we're saying? So you need to make up your mind that you are going to move beyond the technical skills. That's one. Then secondly, we are going to combine multiple skills. It's not just the website development. Website development is there, yes. You may need to learn a bit of graphic design. We're going to cover that also, and you can learn it on your own. You will need to learn communication, very important. How do you write proposals? How do you structure your proposals? How do you relate with clients? How do you answer their questions? Do you understand? So it's a case of combining multiple skills. It's like preparing food. Okay, you need salt in your food, but you cannot eat salt alone. Your technical skills are like that. You need technical skills to make money, to build, but you cannot use your technical skills alone. You need to combine a lot of things, okay, for you to achieve your desired results. Then you are going to have a lot of challenges. That is just the way life is. So you must make up your mind from the beginning. That's the third thing I'm telling you that you should take note of. You must make up your mind from the beginning that you are not going to give any excuses. You are just going to get the job done. Where there is a will, there is always a way. And I can say this because I have surmounted a lot of challenges myself. I came from I came from a very poor background. Like, I'm not ashamed to say it. I wrote a book when I was in primary school. When I was writing about the author, I wrote there that okay, I come from a poor family. My mom read the book, she was crying. She sat me down and said, you are not from a poor family, and thank God that God has changed her story. But the point is that I understand what it means to be in life, even as an adult, even after marriage, even with with my wife and kid. We had challenges. There were situations when we did not know what to eat, like there was no money to buy food, like it was that serious. So I like there is nothing anybody can tell me about facing poverty if I gone through that. Like, see, I've gone through it, so I understand, but I did not let those things limit me. So make up your mind that where there is a will, there is a way. Make up your mind that you will find that way. You understand? And we will help you. We will support you through the process, but you have to do the work yourself. Nobody will do the work for you. You understand? So make up your mind that where there is a will, there is a way, that you are going to find that way. Then take action immediately. Once you finish watching this, take action. The action may be that you want to share it with somebody else and say, there is this program, I want us to go through it together so that we can support each other. But you must do something. There is something you can do immediately. Okay, you can draw up a plan. You can say that, okay, every week, okay, I'm going to set aside this number of hours, okay, to watch and implement. You can talk to somebody, okay, let us do this together. Okay, you can you can go online and start researching some of the things I've already shared with you, but make sure you take action, okay, to bring everything I've said together. You can even be summarizing all of these things. You can have your notes and, okay, summarize the key ideas so that you can look through immediately, but take action. You can be completing the feedback form. We'll give you a link to the feedback form before the end of the session. You can complete the feedback form as your action. But the point is, you must take action immediately. Then once we go into the practical sessions, once you go through a practical session, implement immediately. Overcome every excuse, overcome every challenge, okay, that may be standing in your way. You may not, maybe even this session that I'm recording, if you know the challenges I had to overcome just to record it, but I cannot be sharing those things with you. It's not necessary. Do you understand? It's the results that matter. Nobody cares what you went through. Do you understand? Okay, so it's important that you take action immediately. Then finally, teach what you learn. Okay, you learn more when you actually teach others. I've been teaching for years. I've been teaching these things, and I'm teaching again all over again. Okay, so you too do the same. Teach what you learn. And there's something we call the LDT strategy: learn, do, teach. It's an entire session on its own. In fact, it's an entire course. Learn, do, teach. If you master the LDT strategy, you will make a lot of money. You will make a lot of impact, and you will also grow your influence in powerful ways. But a simple way to start is teach what you learn. Okay, share it on social media, talk about it, get 1 or 2 people to join you. And when you get to the point where you now have to start buying tools, it will even make things easier for you. You can share the cost, okay, and share the resources also. Do you understand? Okay, so it's important. Teach what you learn, because we're going to begin practical sessions in the next session. Okay, then we're going to have a discussion platform where you can ask your questions. The link is linkapp.click/ASAP chat. ASAP is short for Accelerated Skills Acquisition Program. So go to linkapp.click/ASAP chat together. Linkapp.click/ASAP chat. It will lead you to the platform where you can ask questions, where you can engage further, where we're going to share opportunities. For example, one of the things I'm considering is that for the practical sessions, okay, at first I considered different options, because at first I considered, okay, building a website for my mom and using that as a practical session, building a website for our non-profit Life and Voice Entrepreneurial Leadership Network. I have a lot of options, but as I started this session, I felt like, why not give somebody an opportunity? Okay, let me build your website for you for free, and then we're going to use it in the practicals. That means you just cover the cost of hosting, and all of that, and then I literally build your website for you, and we use it to teach others. Okay, this is how to build it from scratch, from the beginning. I cover the entire process, and that is also publicity for you anyway. Now, so if you want all of those kind of opportunities, you want to get informed about those things, then join the group chat by going to linkapp.click/ASAP chat. Okay, that's where we're going to be discussing all of those things related to this series. Okay, remember, we have resources that will be helpful for you. If you look into the description, if you are watching this on YouTube, just check the description. You will see a list of those resources. Then you can also complete the feedback form by going to linkapp.click/T-feedback. Linkapp.click/T feedback. T for training, then feedback. Linkapp.click/T-feedback. It's very important to complete the feedback form. That's one of the ways you can take action, and the insights from it will also put us in a position to help you further. And For those that want to take this even deeper, you want to work closely with me and with my team, and you want greater level of support, consider signing up for our digital entrepreneurship empowerment program. You can sign up for that by going to digitalvineyard.uk/deep. Deep is DEEP. It is short for Digital Entrepreneurship Empowerment Program. So go to digitalvineyard.uk/deep and get on the waiting list for the next cohort. The selection process is is a very serious selection process, because we want people that that our values align. It's not just about the skills. Value alignment is very important. Our values must align. Okay, the character must be solid. There are a lot of things we check for. Okay, for those that don't meet those criteria, we have all of these free trainings all over the place. On various platforms. You can take them. Without signing up for the apprenticeship program or for the mastermind. But when you are joining this apprenticeship program or mastermind, you have to be serious, ready to put in the work. That is beyond the technical skills. You learn the entrepreneurial skills, you learn a lot of things, you build your network, we give you projects to work on, real life projects, that you learn and earn at the same time, and a lot of other opportunities. So if you want that, you need to be ready to, go through the selection process and emerge, as a successful candidate. But even if you don't emerge as a successful candidate, you can still take advantage of all of the other resources that we have, okay, in the meantime, and then apply for another cohort. Okay, so the course to think about for this session, the first one is from me, Philip Amiola. I'll read it out. It has been said that knowledge is power, but verily, verily, I say unto you, knowledge is a burden, and continuous acquisition of it is dreadfully wearisome, unless it is processed adequately and applied immediately. So I will read that again. It has been said that knowledge is power, but verily, verily, I say unto you, knowledge is a burden, and continuous acquisition of it is dreadfully wearisome, unless it is processed adequately and applied immediately. That's why I advise you take action immediately, process what you are learning, and then apply it. Completing the feedback form is one of the ways to process what you are learning. Link up.click/feedback. Go there, complete that form to help you to process what you are learning, take notes and all of that, and then start applying, practically. Otherwise, you just keep learning, taking tutorials here and there, taking courses here and there, reading books here and there, and then no results to show for it. Okay, to just be burdensome and wearisome. Okay, but when you apply, you see the results, you are happy. You understand, and you are making money, you are making impact, you are increasing your influence, you are making real progress, okay, by applying the knowledge instead of just acquiring and not doing anything about it. Okay, so the second quote that we're going to think about in this session is from Thomas Carlyle. He says, nothing builds self-esteem and self-confidence like accomplishment, but accomplishment is impossible without persistent hard work. I'll read that again. Nothing builds self-esteem and self-confidence like accomplishment, but accomplishment is impossible without persistent hard work. So you need to be ready to do the work required, and not just for a short while. You are persistent, okay, until you get the desired results. I tell you, it is a worthwhile experience. At the end of it, you will look back and be grateful, because you will now get to a point where the Bible talks about God leading us to wide open spaces. Like you get to a point where you have lots of opportunities. You are no longer in a straight place. You have options. You understand, you can decide what you want to do, what you don't want to do. You can decide what kind of job to take, what kind of job not to take. Okay, you can decide what meetings to attend, what meetings not to attend. For example, now only 8 people can call me and we go through. Not because I'm trying to be proud of it, but I'm doing a lot of things, and those things are important, and I don't need, my boss used to say something in Yoruba, the meaning is that it is the people that are calling you that will give you business. Like if you are a business person, you need to be reachable. People need to be able to call you and all of that. That's what people believe. But because I am not looking for what others are looking for, only 8 people can call my line and get through. Okay, so I can focus on the things I need to do. But if you're somebody that you don't know where the next meal is coming from, you are just open to everybody, and do you get? But the truth is, anybody that needs to get me can get me. My email address is there. My team, you can send the contact form and my team will get across to you. There are a lot of people. So why do you need to reach me personally? It's not necessary. But I am only able to do that. I have the freedom to do that because I have options. You understand? I'm not looking up to anybody for anything. Do you get it? So that is the point you need to get to, so that you can be free to fulfill your destiny. Do you get what we're saying? Okay, so if you have questions, you can go to digitalvineyard.uk/ask. digitalvineyard.uk/ask, and send your questions. We'll get those questions and respond to you. And remember, if you don't remember anything, remember to join the discussion platform if you want to go through this entire series. Link up.click/ASAP chat. Okay, so let's take our closing prayer. Okay. I ask my Father for the rain of your blessing upon the work from which I have deployed my skills and resources in service to people as an act of worship to you. I ask for the knowledge of your thoughts and your ways in that which I have set my hands upon. Open the heavens and grant me insights, concepts, and ideas, that a clear distinction be placed upon my work through the uniqueness of my products and in the services I render. In addition to this, Father, I ask for the rain of your favor upon every work I have ever rendered. I ask that this rain of favor will cause the voice of my work to be heard on the streets and in palaces, that men and kings will be drawn unto me, and by this my work generates great surplus. I ask that kings will hear of the excellent spirit your reign has produced in me, and they will open great doors and grant opportunities unto me. Think about that for a few seconds, then let us take this confession of faith based on the prayer we just prayed. Beholding the present state of the work of my hands, as you are saying these things, you are imagining it. What will your life look like when these things happen? Now, this is practical meditation, and it's one of the ways to integrate spiritual power into your work, because everything starts from the spiritual realm. That's not what we're talking about in this session. Maybe we have another session on that, practically, but at least start with this. We start to see the result. If you are consistent with it and you do it repeatedly, I recommend doing it at least 3 times a day, okay, for 21 days. Then you see that something will shift, okay. So let's take this confession. You imagine it as you are saying it. Beholding the present state of the work of my hands, I declare that it is productive, satisfying, and has generated a surplus for me, running into trillions of dollars. The Spirit of God permitted the work of my hands as the dew from heaven, producing this abundance that I see. Now, I need neither aid nor support from anyone to fulfill my financial aspirations. It feels deeply liberating to both be financially free and productive at my work. This experience became mine because the Father opened the heavens over my work, and I responded with thanksgiving. In praise, I entered into the joy of the reality of this present state before it ever materialized. Also, you, the Spirit of God in me, opened my eyes and ears to see the opportunities Jesus constantly brought my way, and I, in turn, immediately obeyed every instruction you impressed on my thought life. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this session. Thank you once again for joining us today, and bye for now.